Today is Tuesday, July 16th, 2024. We're making the hour-long drive to our last park on this trip, which is Knoebels. Knoebels is the largest free admission theme park in the United States. During the week, you can purchase a wristband to ride all the rides or get ride tickets for certain rides, which vary in price. Wristbands are not available on the weekends. We went on a Tuesday and purchased wristbands so we wouldn't have to worry about buying tickets. The wristbands are currently online for $52 for riders over 48 inches tall and $34 for riders under 48 inches. Once we got into the park, we had to walk a bit to get to the ticket counter to redeem our wristbands. You can take your own food and drinks into the park, so we took a cooler with our own drinks and kept it in the bottom of our stroller. We started at the Flying Turns, which is the world's only trackless roller coaster according to Knoebels and what was written on the sign. This was really the only ride in the park that had a line, so Robbie rode with our two oldest kids, and then we came back to it later so I could ride with them. It's 1 or 2 riders per car, and they actually weigh you twice before getting on. When you get in line, the operator asks how many you have in your party, and you stand on a scale. And before you board the ride, you stand on another scale, and an operator puts the riders into a certain order. According to a sign in the line, each car cannot exceed 400 pounds. This is one of the most unique rides I've been on, and I really enjoyed it. If it didn't have a line, I probably would have hopped on again. There's a reason Pheonix is known as one of the best wooden roller coasters in the world. There's only one lap bar that goes straight across both riders so it doesn't come down into your lap, and you get amazing airtime on the hills. You can actually ride this at 42 inches with an adult, so Robbie and I spent the entire time we each rode making sure our 5-year-old didn't fly out of her seat. It only had a 1 or 2 train wait, and we both wish we would have ridden again without our daughter so we could really get to enjoy it without making sure she didn't fly out. See Daddy? Anyways, I think he's filming the ride.
Say beep beep.
Twister is the other wooden coaster with more traditional restraints. Instead of hills with airtime, there were laterals, and while it was a good ride, we both preferred Pheonix. The park has two trains that both opened in 1960. The Pioneer train takes you out into the woods for a pretty scenic ride. For lunch, we just got a whole pepperoni pizza for our family for $18, which is pricey for a pizza but pretty cheap for feeding our whole family and was the perfect size for us. At this point, we still had some of our drinks left, and when we finished them, we tried to get some water from the fountains, but it had an irony taste, so we just used the melted ice from our cooler so we wouldn't have to purchase any drinks. Shortly after lunch, I rode Satellite with our two oldest, and honestly, this was awful. It's a classic ride that spins you around while spinning upside down, so it's a really intense ride. The restraints are similar to the ones on Rockoplane type rides, so it was really uncomfortable. Partway through the ride, it switches direction, and I don't think they even held us at the top like they normally do to let the next group on. Overall, I really didn't enjoy it and personally do not recommend unless you like these types of rides.
Look, there's Mommy.
The carousel here was also pretty interesting. There were separate lines for the outside horses and inside horses, and I didn't realize why the first time I rode with the kids. Most of the time people prefer the inside horses because they go up and down, but here the outside horses are more popular because throughout the ride there is an operator that extends an arm with metal rings that you can reach out and grab with one brass ring. The rider that finds the brass ring gets a free ride on the carousel, but if you have a wristband, I think you just get bragging rights. It was also interesting to see employees walking on the carousel as it was moving and hopping on and off, which you don't typically see at larger chain parks. Impulse is a steel coaster that opened in 2015 that you have to be 48 inches to ride, but need an adult until you're 52 inches. I thought this was pretty intense, and it gave me a headache after, but our son really enjoyed it.
You girls ready? Have fun.
There were 2 sections with lots of kiddie rides our 3-year-old could ride, with just a few more scattered throughout the park. I think her favorite was Cosmo's Curves, which is a kiddie coaster that our older girls rode about 5 times, but it was a one and done for me. It was pretty rough compared to similar ones at larger parks.
Keep going, Kate. Keep going. There you go. Keep going. Kate, keep going. Keep going. Keep going. Keep going. Keep going. Up, keep your hands on it. Keep going. Smile, Ann.
The other train is called Old Smoky, and it took a while to figure out how to get to it. It was located back by one of the kiddie ride sections, and that one takes you for a more traditional ride throughout the park. Overall, we really enjoyed Knoebels. It's a well-maintained, family-owned park with lots to do and had fairly low crowds. We did notice that there were a lot of employees for how short the lines were. We expect it likely gets busy on the weekends and evenings once the pool closes. It has larger, modern attractions while still maintaining an old-timey feel, like older ticket signs on the rides and height signs throughout the park. They're currently building and refurbishing a Bayern curve and moving their rockleplanes to a different part of the park. We'll be back in the future for sure.
Ann and Kate. Ann and Kate.
Black Diamond is the last coaster we rode. We almost forgot about it, so we caught it on the way out. It's a dark ride coaster and one of the most interesting rides I've ever been on.
Enjoy the ride. Here we go. Here we go.
Everyone look at me and smile. Okay, one last. Okay, got it.
Thank you for watching the Cincy Coaster Couple.
See you next time.